Hello, all my beautiful Cancerian friends. Just kind of get it right. Welcome, this is Maxine Taylor, and I have your June 2020 forecast right here, and you've got some gorgeous aspects. I can't wait to share it with you. First of all, let's start with Mars, the red planet. This is the planet of action and energy. Wherever Mars is at any given time, that's the area of life that we fight with and fight for. It's what comes first to us. It's what we are passionate about. So we start off with Mars. You start off with Mars, Cancerians do. In your ninth house of your principles, your belief systems, higher education, the big picture. People with a strong ninth house, and when you have Mars there, even temporarily, you have a strong ninth house, want truth, and they will fight for it. They'll fight for their beliefs. The problem is other people don't necessarily have the same beliefs. That's when the fight begins. Okay. So are you thinking of taking a long trip, whether a long time or a long distance? Mars is encouraging you to keep your passport current. Now, the world being what it is, might be that this is publishing your work, might be doing Zoom videos, that type of thing, where you're communicating with people over long distances without actually getting off your chair. You know what I'm saying? So it's in the ninth house. On the 27th, it moves into your 10th house, and that's you moving upward in your career. Wherever Mars is where you do your thing, your way. So while it's in your ninth house, look at the big picture, get set on your principles, your beliefs, and then apply them to your career. The ninth house is higher education. Take the education that you have received and apply it to your career and move upward. I love that. Now let's look at the yellow planet. That's the sun. And the sun is the center of our life. Mars comes first to us, but the center of our life is the sun. So it's a very important combo. It's in your 12th house of hibernation and behind the scenes activities. And it has been there for a while. On the 20th, it's going to move right into your first house. And that's you saying, out of my way. I'm putting me first. I'm doing what I want, when I want, how I want, because I want. And you sure are. Because the 12th house deals with the spirit plane. The 12th house deals with our subconscious. And there can be subconscious ideas, memories that surface and to be dealt with. Okay? First house, when it moves in the first house, boom, you're off and running. Now, Venus, the pink planet, is in that 12th house too. And so your love nature is greater than you can express. That's number one. Number two, it takes place privately. So that you might be involved in a relationship that you just don't want anybody knowing about. It's nobody's business. Venus goes direct on the 25th. Now, because it's retrograde until then, things can be unsettled with 12th house matters. And Venus, love, 12th house, behind the scenes, there can be an unsettled time. This can be for you. Confusion about, do you want to work behind the scenes? Is this special person in your life who you might be keeping private? Is it worth the trouble? And after the 25th, you will know. Then, of course, on the 20th, the sun moves into your first house, and Mercury, which has been sitting in that first house, goes retrograde 2 days before the sun enters your first house. It goes retrograde on the 18th. Now, it's in the shadow of the retrograde until then. When Mercury is retrograde, everything is confused. When Venus is retrograde, everything is confused. And so normally, Mercury in the first house would have you thinking about yourself, expressing yourself, but there can be a hold up in that area or a confusion in that area. Or maybe you're just running off at the mouth and you need to not do that. Or maybe you need to express yourself more. Anything dealing with self-expression and communication is going to be unsettled. From the 18th till the 25th, when both Mercury and Venus are retrograde, that's when there's double trouble, because it seems like everybody's going to feel very confused at that time about a lot of things and not know who to trust. When Mercury ultimately comes out of retrograde, you will get the clarity that you're looking for. Okay? Now, the full moon is a lunar eclipse. And whenever we have an eclipse, it's a very, very powerful time, because we'll feel the effects of an eclipse about a week before it occurs. And it's at its peak 3 to 4 months afterwards. Okay, the full moon, the lunar eclipse, is June 5th in the United States. Convert that, of course, to look it up for your time zone, wherever you are in the world. And remember, I'll be having my full moon ceremony on Zoom, probably the day before the eclipse. So you'll have it for whenever you need it. All right, the full moon, the lunar eclipse, is in 15 Sagittarius 34. Find 15 Sag in your birth chart. This is the area where things will come to a head. This can be really cool. In the 6th house, your job can come to a head. In other words, if you haven't been working, this can bring a job to you. You can make changes in your work or your health. This can be a super terrific time to help your health. I love it. All right. It is a full moon, so expect change, expect movement forward. And if you do not have a copy of your actual birth chart, if you go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com, I'm offering a copy of your birth chart. It's not the interpretation. There's no questioning and answering. It is a copy of your actual birth chart. It's $5. I suggest that you invest in your chart if you don't have a copy of it, so you can place this information in your birth chart and find it. Now, we have a new moon 2 weeks after the full moon in 0 Cancer 21. You're going to want to know where that is too, because the new moon is when things start moving forward. It's back in your first house. And so you're saying, yes, I'm doing what I want, when I want, how I want, because I want. You sure are. Yes, I know Mercury is retrograde. I get that. And the solar eclipse, the new moon, in your first house helps you put you first. So we feel the effects of an eclipse when it is most powerful 3 to 4 months after it occurs. That's September and October for these 2 eclipses. We do have an eclipse in July as well. It's a crazy summer. So it'll be September, October, and November. But that's next month. For now, let me give you my blessing, which is May the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Peace out.